Hey, what's going on? It's Green Thumb. We're back in the greenhouse here. So if you guys have been watching this indoor grow that I've got going on in my greenhouse, you might remember I had some little tiny pepper seedlings that germinated in one of the big pots that I'm growing my tomatoes in. I had peppers outside this summertime in that pot. I brought the pot in. I stuck some big tomato plants in it. They're like 4 or 5 feet tall. They're just behind the camera here. And then these little pepper seedlings started to grow because some of the peppers had fallen off the plant and into the soil, and some of the seeds had fallen out, and nature does what nature does. But now those seedlings are not really seedlings anymore. And I want to transplant them out of that pot and into their own pot so I can continue growing them so they'll be bigger and healthier so I can put them out in the garden in a couple of months. The only problem is now they're kind of at the point where I don't know how big of a root ball I'm going to need to take them out, first off. And second off, they're pretty close to the bottoms of the tomato plants. Now, tomatoes are pretty durable, so I'm not too concerned, but it's still a concern nonetheless. So I'll show you what we're working with, and let's start knocking this out and see where it goes. So, like I was saying, they're not really little tiny baby pepper plants anymore. They're getting pretty big. I mean, this one even has little flower nodules on it. I'm going to end up removing those because we don't want them to flower inside the house yet. We want them to put all their energy into growing big, healthier plants. But we have 3 in here. 1, 2, 3. And look at this one. It's right next to that tomato plant, or that tomato stem. So I have over here 3 pots full of soil ready to go. I don't know if I have too much soil in the pots. I assume so. So we're just going to kind of play that by ear depending on how big of a root mass we take out, because we don't really want to upset the roots. We want to get out as big enough of a root ball as possible so the plant doesn't get super stressed out. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some of the soil that's in that white bucket there, and I'll just fill back in the holes here in this pot for this tomato. So, all right, you ready to do this? Let's do this. So we'll just stack up these pots, get them out of the way. Step 1. Oh, sorry. Camera fell. Tighten that down a little bit. Sorry about that. Okay. Step 1. Let's see if we can get these out. Okay. You know what? We're just going to put that right into a... yeah, there we go. That's what I figured was going to happen. We bare rooted it. So, we'll just put this here. And we're going to do, we're just going to start putting dirt or soil right on top of that. We'll just see if we can just replant it. Will it pull through? I don't know. What do you guys think? Leave me a comment in the description, or leave me a comment down below there. Tell me if you think this pepper plant's going to pull through. I hope so. I mean, it wouldn't survive anyways in this big pot because I wouldn't be able to grow it full size and transplant it into the garden in that big pot anyways. So this is kind of like a Hail Mary for this plant. Okay, we got one. It's a little crooked, but I can deal with crooked. Let's just put that here. What do you think? Think we can do better with plant number 2? Let's get this pot. Loosen up some of this soil a little bit so those roots can spread easier. All right. pour a little of that out. You know what, we'll just put this right back here where it came from. Take our trowel. Look at this. All fungus gnats. There's so many on there that they can't stick to it anymore. Let's see if we can get this one out. Yeah, same thing. Just decided it's coming out bare rooted. So we will just repeat the process we did in the first one. Just repack her in. Renegade peppers, eh? Okay. There's two. The third one I think is going to be the trickiest because it's right underneath that tomato. And I don't know how, oh, okay, maybe I can swing that out of the way. Spilled dirt all over the floor. Good job, Sean. Yep. Get some more soil. Gonna raise that level of soil up so this thing's closer to the top of the plant, so it has hopefully lots of good soil that it can just take off in. Put that in there like that. Well, that's not really centered, is it? That's kind of a fail. Okay, well, 3 in pots. Now we'll just take some of this soil and just fill these holes back in. Just like that. I doubt that tomatoes will really care. They've got a good root system and I barely touched them. So, get that out of the way. 1, 2, and 3. Where's that camera? Go over here. Shake the dirt off my shoes. Okay, so we have 3 transplanted peppers. What do you guys think? Think they're going to pull through? I hope so. So I'm just going to give these a good watering, and I'm going to put them over here somewhere in that jungle. I'm going to move some stuff around, find some spots, give them a real good watering, and let nature take its course. Sound good? Good. All right, guys. If hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you guys want to see all the craziness in this jungle I've got going on here. That's right. Look at how big those tomatoes are. That one down there is like 6.5+ feet tall already. So we've got zucchinis going. I ripped out one of the tomato plants from there the other day. You might remember I had 2 tomato plants sitting in pots here. I tore those out this morning. I threw them in the trash. I'm not growing them. They're too much tomato for too little space, and it just wasn't really working. So lots of flowers. You guys, I don't know if you can see on the camera here, there's flowers all through there. I've got, check this out. We have tomatoes growing. See? More tomatoes back there. So, yep, we got food going. Got little bitty tomatoes right there. So it's coming along. Sort of more of an experiment to see if it's possible to do this in a basement with the lights I have. I mean, getting food out of it is obviously beneficial, but you know, it's still cool. We've got Swiss chard, dill, delicious basil. The kale plants are rocking. pepper plants, so some cilantro. Okay, guys. Oh yeah, and the dual zucchinis, the ones I told you guys I'm trellising up the vines. Hey, check that out. Got them trellised up the vine, or up the stake. So we're going to start pollinating those. They're should be putting out female flowers any day now, because all we've had is males so far. So, okay, guys. Have a great day. Grow good food. I'll see you later.